5 facts about the sun. What element was discovered when found on the sun? In 1868, a scientist named Sir Norman Lockyer was studying the sun's spectrum and noticed strange lines in the sun's pattern. Not those lines, but those lines. He attributed those strange lines to a new element called helium, which he named after Helios, the sun god. Trying to find a similarity between the two? That may take a while, so let's move on. What chemical reaction causes the sun to shine? Boom! Fusion. Bet you didn't think that would happen. Proton-proton chain. It gets its name because the chain reaction only uses protons. You see, the hydrogen atoms at the core of the sun are ionized, meaning they have lost all of their electrons. First, 2 protons come together. When this happens, one of the protons spontaneously turns into a neutron. The result is the formation of a deuterium atom, also known as heavy hydrogen. The heavy hydrogen combines with an additional proton, forming helium-3. When 2 helium-3 nuclei merge, they eject 2 more protons, forming helium proper. I'm sure you got all that. So to the next question. What spectacular light show occurs when solar flares burst on the sun, like the one shown here? The answer is Aurora Borealis, or Australis, or Northern Lights, or Southern Lights. Let's move on before they come up with another name. The aurorae occur when solar winds reach Earth. The solar winds leave the sun at 1 million miles per hour and reach the poles, interacting with the oxygen and nitrogen in Earth's atmosphere. The different colors in the aurorae occur because of the different altitudes and elements the electrons from the solar wind interact with. This creates the beautiful light show we see in the sky. But before you leave to find it, let's see if you can answer our next question. Why do we study sunspots? Sunspots are areas of intense magnetic activity on the sun, and are good indicators of solar flares and prominences, which are electromagnetic storms that affect weather patterns and electricity. That means that the more sunspots there are, the less summers there are, the more blizzards there are, the more blackouts there are, and the more our power grids and satellites will be affected. What will happen when our sun dies? Will it implode into an amazing, spectacular black hole? Which will cause objects to come zooming in from every direction, and people on Earth will wave goodbye to those getting sucked into the singularity until realizing they're next? Or, the more scientifically accurate and completely logical end to the sun's story, since it does not have enough mass to implode into a black hole. It'll just continue to get bigger, and bigger, and bigger, until it engulfs the Earth in flames. This is because all the hydrogen at the core of the sun has been used up. So it is now burning at the surface and causing the sun to swell. Then, after the sun runs out of fuel, it will shrink into a white dwarf, meaning only the core of the sun will remain, made up of carbon and oxygen, emitting nothing but a faint light. And of course, at this point, we won't be around to see it.
Created using Powtoon.